Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be watching a video on Ava Chris Tyson, a good friend of Mrbeast's. But this video itself is 35 minutes long talking about the whole situation. I'll say this now, you're going to get more truthful responses from YouTubers that are smaller. I mean, that may not be the case, especially if someone wants to be on a Mrbeast video. They're not going to make these videos where they're not going to be fully honest towards the situation because they don't want to burn the bridge between their stardom and hopefully ever getting like a gig or like a job with Mrbeast. A lot of big YouTubers, they make this type of content or they respond to these types of videos very carefully, almost not trying to say anything negative towards Mrbeast. A lot of the videos that I've watched have been very carefully, they've been very carefully tiptoeing around the Mrbeast situations where they'll just be like, oh, it's an isolated incident with Ava Chris Tyson, but obviously they started Mrbeast together. They were good friends since childhood, and who you surround yourself with is who you are. So that being said, let's get into the video and we'll see how bad this is.
You may have seen this video or the plethora of other videos on YouTube about Ava Chris Tyson, one of Mrbeast's closest friends until quite recently when a bunch of crazy shit came out. Shadman, alleged grooming, speaking with minors, and there were a bunch of edgy jokes and things that left a sour taste in many people's mouths. Grooming allegations, all this stuff. The main minor in question, Lava, who we had a statement from in the first video, has stated multiple times that he was not groomed by Ava and Ava didn't do anything wrong, but now is retracting a bit of that and saying this and talking about how Ava is, it's all incredibly inappropriate, which I think that's the best way to boil it all down for sure. Then a second, third, fourth, whatever another person has shared a video of their Snapchat conversations with Ava. We saw a lot of the same patterns in the conversations that we saw with Lava, where Ava was an adult at the time, calling this new individual who was 14 dad and sending kissy face emojis, shit like that. There's a potential that this video could be manipulated. I don't exactly know, but it seems like similar conversations to the ones that we have 100% shown that are true.
Actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Chris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off.
And Mrbeast mentioned an actual investigation that's going to go on, which is, in my opinion, very mature and responsible. And if you're like worried about a major liability, then I don't think you would do that.
So anyone that's ever been in a legal situation or has ever had to deal with something in court can clearly see that this verbiage is written by a lawyer. He's considering it to be a mature thing. It's more of like covering your tracks type of thing. And this isn't saying Mrbeast is guilty by any means, but definitely you doing this does kind of show you're covering things, you're covering your footsteps. A response in a way where it's more like personal would be more like, hey man, like we were friends for this long, this happened, and more of a genuine response. This is literally written up by a lawyer. So anyone saying that this is Mrbeast clearly doesn't or isn't aware of what like a legal written statement looks like.
For the wrong reasons specifically. The big claim in the beginning was that Mrbeast knew of Ava's behavior or that he supported Ava in some way through all this stuff. There's like the picture of the Shadman thing on the wall. They removed that from their video. So he absolutely knew of the existence of that art. All it is just people coming out. I was in the competition, Mrbeast. He wants to see us all killed and maimed and psychologically disturbed. Jimmy knowing about Shadman is like so irrelevant, it seems like now to people. Ava's done and gone. The degeneracy's done and gone. Jimmy probably didn't know about all that stuff. Now it's
okay for him to say he probably didn't know any of that stuff. How many of you have been friends with someone since childhood, since literal childhood, and not known everything they liked or were into? I mean, that was the whole point of having childhood friends, is that you guys shared the same hobbies, the same things. You guys liked the same things. You guys go over, sleep over. It's a little weird for him to say that.
Huh? Catch me outside. How about that?
One of the hosts mentioned that Mr. Beast thought that Bad Baby was funny, and Jimmy cuts into the conversation and says, "Let's be real, you wouldn't put your D in her?" Obviously a very bad look, but the clip appears to have been taken out of context and cut short right after Jimmy says, "I was hoping one of you guys said yes, I wouldn't do it. She's too young." Which in my opinion clearly indicates that is just a terrible, unfunny, edgy joke. And one of the hosts mentioned that Mr. Beast thought that Bad Baby was funny, and Jimmy cuts into the conversation and says, "Let's be real, you wouldn't put your D in her?" Obviously a very bad look, but the clip appears to have been taken out of context and cut short right after
How was the clip taken out of context?
Jimmy says, "I was hoping one of you guys said yes, I wouldn't do it. She's..."
I was hoping one of you guys would pretend you said that and not me, because I fucked up.
Think what you will. To me, that seems like a very edgy joke and is in no way similar to what Ava Chris Tyson has done. And obviously...
Okay, got it. So if it's not acceptable, but the person that did it or said it is someone that seems or deems worthy, it's considered edgy. When you say something that's considered edgy, that's just plain out something that's considered wrong. But saying it's edgy is like saying you don't want to admit that that person may be not the person you think they are.
To get clips and farm interaction, people are posting the shortened clip and not the whole clip purposefully to make Jimmy look bad, or purposely to make Jimmy look bad, not purposefully. Then we got clips surfacing of Mr. Beast doing those weird live streams where he would count and do shit for a really long time. And this was back when he was known as Mr. Beast 6000. And in one of the clips, Mr. Beast makes numerous horrible, poor jokes talking about selling or buying slaves, and talking about or joking about the N-word, and openly saying the F slur.
Okay, so hopefully this guy's gonna say, yeah, these things are wrong, but I don't know, he might just say they're edgy.
Edgy humor as...
There you go. Look how unsure he is about him agreeing that this is something that's acceptable.
Benefit of the doubt. They're doing shit. They're dumb. They're trying to get out there, dude. They're being edgy. Their content. That's their content strategy. They just want to see that empire crumble, bud. They want to look to add to the drama. That's all they want to do. And I don't blame them, because it's kind of fun. And it's kind of fun, and it gives you a little bit of a rush. So anyway.
I mean, I do agree the internet does like drama. And if there is a way to add to it, the internet will find a way. But it's also important that we use discernment and see that there is a little bit of a there's a pattern, and definitely Jimmy shows that there is a pattern. There is a lot of information that implies Jimmy does have a lot of racial slurs he puts out and a lot of opinions on his young fan base. But it is one thing to have accountability for that person, or at least having the self-awareness to understand that, do you want to be the person that is agreeing with this guy that's saying it's edgy so it's okay? Or the person that's like, hey, that wasn't okay. Like Jimmy's content is mostly on money, or like giving things to people, or like helping people. But just because someone does that for content doesn't mean that that's who they are in real life. Celebrities donate all the time, but celebrities donate to get that huge tax write-off at the end of the year. Mr. Beast gives out stuff because literally that's what works for him. The content that you giving money to people, that works. He gets tenfold back. So don't think that he's doing things out of the graciousness out of his heart, because at the same time, those are things that are paying him back.
Another narrative that is being pushed right now is that Mr. Beast's older videos, more specifically the worst intros series, have all been privated, and it is because they contained offensive, dangerous, and even sometimes content. That's the claim. I haven't seen any of these videos, and while it is likely that Mr. Beast did private these videos because there might be some offensive content in it, because it doesn't match his brand anymore, it is pretty crazy and outlandish to allege that there's content like it's some kind of big cabal. I don't think these people are bad people. In all honesty, I think they just had a friend in Ava and they're trying to do what's right. Time, and they believe, it's not, I don't believe there's some kind of evil thing.
Now be like shocked, like have your hands over your face, like you're emotional as you can be. So like have your hand reaching for it, and then like be like shocked, like you're, yeah. Now act a little surprised.
Mr. Beast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds for profit using 3 simple steps which closely align with the 3 major types of behavioral learning.
This leads into him saying that most of Mr. Beast's videos are faked.
Have you ever faked a video?
No. But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, sure, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker. It's just a guy. This whole room is fake. This contestant is an actor and a secret employee at Mrbeast. They had him dive through this fake door twice. This line is scripted. This action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
You did it! This fella is just implying that the guy's a master manipulator and that everyone in his company is in on it, like it's a huge cabal.
I mean, you don't have to be a master manipulator. You don't have to be evil. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be malicious by any means what happened between Jimmy and their audience. It really just boils down to being a human being and wanting something, wanting a certain thing and not really seeing how it could affect others or even affect others to the point where it comes back to you later on when you've grown a platform so big. Anyone that's been like in a board meeting or like in a corporate Zoom call that has anything to do with sales, you'll understand that yeah, they're going to be talking about the psychology behind the person that's buying, who's purchasing the product. You want to know how their brain works. You want to know why they're going to want to purchase the product. Where are they going to be? When are they going to be able to view the advertisement? What will hit them in certain areas that will make them emotionally feel like they need it? Like, oh, you need detergent? Yeah, do you smell bad after the gym? Or do you like have an issue with like your body odor? Like try Tide or tried these certain things that will make you smell better. That's just how all companies work. So it's not far-fetched to say that he was being manipulative with his audience that are minors. It's also very normal for a board meeting or for grown adults to sit in a Zoom call and talk about how to get little kids to buy products or how to get that little kid to go to their mom and scream their mom or dad's ear off to buy them that product. It's very normal in corporate America. It's very normal. It's a normal thing. This is what's going on in Zoom calls.
Do you think Jimmy Beast is the Antichrist? Do you think he does good objectively? Do you think it's possible for someone to do good objectively and also be a bad person specifically?
He's definitely not the Antichrist, but it's not too far away to say that someone wants money, fame, or just to be in a specific spot so bad that it doesn't really matter who or what is in the way of that if that person wants to get to a certain place. You got to also remember how Mrbeast started. He didn't start with a specific goal of what he wanted to say or do. He didn't start with a specific platform. He did random games. He did random challenges. He did like the most random things because he wanted that attention. All he wanted was the subscribers, was the numbers. That's what it was. So it's not too far away to say that maybe he wasn't aware. Who's to say he's not aware of it now? But what's safe to say is yes, the whole Chris Tyson situation is a mess, and Chris Tyson obviously doesn't seem like a great person. Definitely seems like the allegations and what was being said about him are true. But leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see next. Bye, guys.